Muscatine, Iowa. Back then, it felt like the edge of the world. A town caught between the past and the present, where the streets were cracked, the air smelled like river water and grain, and everyone knew everyone's cousin. The kind of place where time moves slow enough for you to notice. I moved there not knowing a single word of English. First day of school, I sat in the back corner of Mrs. Halverson's classroom, gripping my pencil like a lifeline. I couldn't understand a thing, but I remember how Josh, the kid with the red hoodie and crooked smile, slid me a folded piece of paper with a badly drawn smiley face on it. No words, just a scribble. But it made me laugh. That was the start of my first friendship. We didn't need language to ride bikes. We'd meet outside after school, me, Josh, Samir, and Maya. Josh had a blue mongoose, Samir's bike was spray-painted silver with a squeaky wheel, and Maya had pegs on the back, so she always ended up giving someone a ride. My bike was secondhand and heavy, but it didn't matter. We'd race down the sidewalks like we were chasing something important, freedom, maybe. Weekends were for each other. One Saturday at Samir's house, his mom made us all sambusas and let us blast music in the basement while we played Mario Kart until our thumbs went numb. Maya beat us every time. Every single time. She'd throw her arms in the air like she won the Super Bowl, then steal a sip of Josh's soda when he wasn't looking. And then there were the phones. Landlines with tangled cords. The satisfying click of each number as you dialed. I'd call Josh's house and hope his older sister didn't answer. She always gave me attitude. But once we got through, we'd talk about nothing for an hour. Music, homework. Who had the strictest parents? It was me. Did you finish your chores? Was the gatekeeper question for everything. If the answer was no, you weren't going anywhere. Not to the park, not to the movies, not even to the front porch. But when the stars aligned, chores done, homework complete, we'd head to the Muscatine Mall. The mall was more than a place. It was a ritual. We'd meet outside the main entrance near the water fountain. Josh always showed up late, claiming he had important business, which meant finishing a comic book. We'd grab hot pretzels from Auntie Anne's, hit the arcade, and waste a few dollars trying to win junk from the claw machine. Once, Maya actually won a stuffed duck with one eye missing. She named it Cyclops and brought it to school for a week like it was a trophy. The movie theater was our final stop. Sticky floors, squeaky seats, surround sound that felt like it rattled your ribs. We didn't care what movie was playing. It was never about the movie. It was about being there, together, laughing too loud, throwing popcorn at each other, watching the screen glow on our faces in the dark. That was Muscatine, the place where we made our own fun, where joy was cheap but real, where people didn't just live, they showed up for each other. Years passed, the city changed, the mall got quieter, some stores closed, the arcade vanished. Josh moved to Chicago. Maya joined the Navy. Samir went to college on the East Coast. We still talk less often, but the bond's still there. Like tire tracks, fading but never gone. And me? I stayed a while longer. I saw Muscatine turn from a dusty little town into something new, cleaner, bigger, more connected. But even with all the change, it still felt like mine. Because Muscatine raised me. It taught me that you don't need much to be happy. Just a few good people, 2 working bike tires, and a place to call home.
The Riverfront Trail runs like a spine along Muscatine's edge. Quiet, steady, but long. Long before the fences and the furrows, before the highways and grain silos, the land that would become Iowa stretched wild and open. The prairie rolled endlessly, tall grass whispering with every gust, bending to the will of the wind. Sky and earth met in a hush of motion. A vast breathing, plain alive with fire and memory. The fire was no accident. It moved with purpose, set by hands that knew its rhythm, guided by eyes that understood its hunger. Flame cleared the old, awakened the soil, and summoned the bison. This was not destruction. This was renewal. The Muscatine were masters of this. Often misunderstood by early French missionaries, they were called the Fire Nation, though they may have simply been the people of the Little Prairie. Their fire was not just a tool, it was a language, a way to speak with the land. They moved through the prairies east of the Mississippi, their numbers once vast, their presence formidable. They hunted where the grass grew thickest after a burn, where deer followed new shoots and bison came to graze. They shaped the prairie and were shaped by it in return. Though no village ruins remain in Iowa to confirm it, some say they passed through here. The land speaks their name, perhaps in Muscatine, perhaps in the stories the wind carries. Tribes traveled, merged, scattered. The Muscatine did all three, driven by war, alliance, and survival. When the Iroquois came, and later the French and Potawatomi, the Muscatine joined with the Kickapoo and Fox. They resisted, they adapted, they endured. Now, the prairie burns under controlled lines, drawn by scientists and rangers. The bison are back, but fenced. The fire still speaks, but softly. This place made more pearl buttons than anywhere else in the world. Even Mark Twain called the sunsets here the best he'd ever seen. That clam statue, a tribute to Muscatine's pearl button empire. And yep, that's the largest watermelon I've ever seen. Muscatine soil is legendary for growing muscatine melons. Sweet, bold, just like this journey, I'd be lying if I said this was easy. Halfway in, my legs are burning, my mind starts whispering, you can quit, again. But I've heard that voice before. And this time, I've got a louder one. Every journey we take has two trails. One under your feet, the other inside your mind. And the one inside, that's the one that breaks you or builds you. So keep going when it's hard, when no one's watching, when your legs say no, but your heart says just one more step, because you don't conquer trails. You conquer yourself. 7.8 miles. Done. I didn't beat the trail. I beat the version of me who thought I couldn't do it. Loud thunder didn't break me. It built this moment. Thanks for coming along, my friend. If you've got something you're chasing, don't stop because you stumbled. Fail. Learn. Try again. Because one day, just like this trail, you're gonna finish it. I'm Carlos, and this is Offbeat. Subscribe, and let's keep moving forward together.